It's time for sports in 60 minutes. Now, it's a great week. We've got great stories coming through. Well, there'll be some problems, certainly, but we'll look through all of it and try to make sense of it. I'm Femi Farawe, and I guarantee you that today promises to be exciting. I've got Opeyemi Imoru to my left today. Opey, how are you today?
I'm fine. We are here to talk sports. Like you said, sport in 60 minutes, what have been happening around the world of sport. And we are here, to keep you company.
Okay. All right, so we'll go through some of the stories from the Nigerian sports scene. There's so many football games this weekend. People are asking the question, can Manchester United make it 3 games in a row? Well, time certainly will tell. We'll share our thoughts with you, but that is after this break. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with something coming through from someone who's been there. He's done that. Amunike this week spoke about the developmental football of Nigeria and says we're going through a very rough patch. And you can understand, results this week have not been good. The Flamingos got knocked out from the Under-17 World Cup, losing to France after losing their opening game to Canada. The same thing for the Under-20 men, right? Went to the World Cup, got knocked out by Argentina.
Also Under-17.
Does Amunike make sense with what he says?
Yeah, I think he made a whole lot of sense because he has been the coach of the Under-17 before. I think the Victor Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze set. I think he has made a valid point. Looking at what is happening in the age grade team, how other countries have come to play. For example, look at Morocco. Look at what they are doing with their underage grade football, team. Yeah. Nobody saw that coming. They won the first Under-20 World Cup in their history. And I think another African team that have won that is Ghana. Yeah, so I think they are doing something right, and which other nations are catching up with us. The Under-17 is an eyesore. We saw how they lost to Canada and they also lost to France, and they are hoping to play the last game. But it's looking like they've missed it and they'll be coming back home. So my point is, I think we are not doing the basics. The basics in terms of those academies, what are they doing for the players? No, we were having this discussion and someone said that we should look at other countries that most of their team, even the underage grade team, they are playing in a renowned club. For example, look at the France national team Under-17. Most of the players play for Manchester City, Paris FC, and the likes. Yeah, we are hearing that name, not that the main team. We have the feeders team. Most of our teams right here, they don't have feeders team. If you are not playing for Bayelsa Coin, if you are not playing for Edo Coins, if you are not playing for Robo, you'll be playing for one academy. I'm not saying academy is bad, but is it enough for us to compete at the world stage? So I'll rightly, tilt towards what Amunike said. He has said it all. We need to start doing the basics because other teams are catching up also. And if FIFA starts looking keenly into maybe introducing MRI to the women's team, it will be a big deal. Beyond talking about just the women's team, I think that it cuts across everything.
We spend so much time saying, let's build the NPFL. But the NPFL will only survive if we get quality coming through the NPFL. Because first things first, we obviously cannot buy the best talents on the African scene, right? Those guys will probably go to the Egyptian teams, the Moroccans, the Tunisians, South African teams, right? I mean, even DR Congo, right? But
even Libya.
Is the possibility that, we can buy the best players in West Africa, maybe East Africa, and then add them to the players we got from our own homegrown system. But as it stands, the Under-20 team for men, not good. And what we saw in terms of the result was actually bad this year.
Yeah, very bad.
We need to find a way to create that. These academies you mentioned, and NPFL teams having feeder team. Because I keep saying, the channel, if you just want to build the top, it's like building the top of your house. I mean, when you have a poor foundation.
Exactly.
You have to start from the foundation, build it up.
The house will sink.
Exactly. So start off by saying, let's make sure that the academy is both privately owned and both those owned by NPFL clubs, if government or whatever, they need to have a proper feeder team. We must have a feeder league.
Yeah.
There must be like an under 18 or maybe so to be better, like we say an under 20 league, right? Where players who are from maybe 17 to 20 can feature in. And then we move those players up to the higher team. And that's where the NPFL will benefit from. But again, it's all in theory. I think that the NFF have to be deliberate about these things.
Yeah, deliberate in terms of, even look at the Remo Stars. They have a feeders team. And you could see that they are doing something right. Those boys goes outside the country to compete. And when they come back here, even in the leagues that they are playing, the NNL, the lower division, NLO, you could see their impact, that they are exposed. So I think exposure too, it's a whole lot.
Talking about exposure, one person that has been in the news recently is Eric Chelle. This past week, we gathered that the Nigerian Football Federation are welcoming conversations about the contract extension. What do you make of it?
I think maybe the NFF saw that, okay, we are in the middle of the Red Sea, and it's looking as if the nation, Nigeria as a nation, is going to pass through the Red Sea. But it's all boils down to what the NFF wants. Maybe they have seen what they are looking for in Eric Chelle. At least he's going to play the qualifiers that will take us to the World Cup. It's still in place, and maybe they felt, out of the three coaches that have handled Nigerian thing in terms of the qualification, maybe they felt, okay, he has done something different.
Feel? What do you
feel?
So
for me, I think Eric Chelle have not really done something big.
So that's why qualifying for the playoffs, you think that's not good enough?
No, it's not good enough.
Well, you had to please though. Because the first 4 games, remember, first 4 games we had related.
Yeah, we could come and say that, okay, he's the only person that, he didn't lose all through the playoffs. So even at that, for me, as a Nigerian national team, I think that's not good enough.
All right, so time certainly will tell for us. We monitor the situation. He's got November games, yeah?
Exactly.
And then he's got the Africa Cup of Nations in December, January, and then if Nigeria is victorious in November, we'll get to wait for what match has got to offer. So we'll bring you up to speed with all those stories and more right here. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll review the CAF Champions League performance of our Nigerian sides. All right, so welcome back. We'll stay with Nigerian football stories for a little longer. And this time we're going over to club football. Now, this week we had quite a lot right at the weekend, and this week we're looking forward to something similar. The CAF Champions League. 2 Nigerian teams left on the continent. Okay, realistically, I don't think we can get more than 1 in the next phase. Let's start with the disaster, like people call it, in Abeokuta. You were there firsthand to watch that game, and you saw the performance. Was there any take-homes in terms of what we know or what we don't know? How enlightened were you with that game we saw in Abeokuta?
It was a shambles. Coming Sandals, they are a very compatible team. They are a good team, and coming to play the winner of the league in Nigeria and losing 5-1 at home, I think is a big deal. Although the owner of the club have come out to say before now that Nigerian teams can't compete with other African teams, which is not a lie. But what I'm saying is that it shouldn't be that bad. It's so porous that even, and I don't think Sanders are on that level they played in. If they were more of that level that they used to know them to, because recently we saw that they played in the FIFA Club World Cup, and fine, the exposure come to play, the terms of they've rubbed shoulder with the big boys, it's come to play.
Gotten paid.
It come to play. So for me, I think it was so shambolic that we lost in that margin. I'm not saying that we can't lose to them, but in that margin, I think it's something we need to look out for. It's something that we as Nigerians, the club side, NFF, the league companies, they need to sit down like, what can we do? It's not about playing week in, week out, and all you get to do is fighting for 3 points, referees, wahala today, 3 points, blah, blah, blah. But we need to start, playing players very well. trying to attract, maybe even if it's not
the best talent
from the West.
Yes,
let's say the West Africa, Mali,
maybe Cameroon is a stretch.
Cameroon, Central Africa. We should be able to be attracting that. Yeah, Remo Stars got 2 Malians in the team, and they even played. They even featured the goalkeeper is from Benin. Is one of the formidable players for Benin, but it's not enough. We should be able to attract good players. Look at the Sundowns team. They have Peter Shalule, is the Namibian first choice striker. He started the game. Look at, they have Brazilians.
Dennis Onyango was on the bench.
Dennis Onyango, old school Dennis Onyango. In fact, he's also a goalkeeper trainer. He's still playing. And he featured for Uganda in the qualifiers. Just look at the arrays, the stars of players they have. We can't match with that. But my problem is that scoreline, it's a whole lot. We need to do something about it.
What do you say about Rivers United? Because they lost Blackpool's first game. People think that's the game that Nigeria can get one team in the group stage of the Champions League.
There come again for Rivers United, because I think the deficiency of striker we don't have proper striker, goal poachers in the league anymore. And that has come to play with the Rivers United team. They had all the great chances away from home, but they couldn't execute one. They lost 1-0, but it's still a chance, like you said, when they come back to Uyo this weekend, to play. Let's see if they can even get 1 or 2 goals. Then they know we all know that they are the only hope we have, and we are looking forward to seeing that.
What's the and maybe this is just me thinking that look, this embarrassing result we've suffered, we'll all cry about it, we'll mention it, we'll talk about it, and then we'll let it slip. Next year we'll come back again. You know what? We're just going to do what we're going to do. And it's reoccurring. It's every time, because we've slowly gone from a country that gets a finalist, right? The likes of Shooting, Rangers, Iwanyawu National, mentioned stationary stores, to winning it, Eyimba. And then we went back again to making final, semi-final, final, Kano Pillars, Heartland. And then from there,
Lobby.
Nothing.
Lobby at the time.
Yeah, Lobby, I think it was 2017, thereabouts, And then from there, nothing again. We don't even make the group stage. How do we turn this back to getting at least semi-finals, group stage appearance, and maybe dreaming of finals again?
It's a big deal. It's going to be a very huge work. Look at the Sundowns again. Most of the players playing for Sundowns partly play for South African national team. We need to start, encouraging players from the league, inculcating them into the national team. How can we do that? Like I said, from the 2nd division, 3rd division, put them back into the system. Don't allow them to just go to one Eastern Europe country and wallow there. Inculcate them back to the league. We need strong mind. We need young players. We don't need to start, recycling teams, recycling players. I beg your pardon. That's what we see in the league. But getting to that stage that we were, because those countries, they weren't doing something good. Now their eyes are open. They've catch up with us. Talent alone cannot get you to that place. What are we doing? Are we building infrastructures? Are we inculcating players from NLL back to the main league? What are we doing in terms of all those things? How do we take care of the players? Look at the Sundowns team. If you go to their dressing room, I'm just going back because they wowed me. Go to they were well fed, they were well paid. How much are the league players? How much are the league players being paid in Nigeria? Can teams player up to $5,000?
No.
But they are receiving that. That's why you see.
I don't even think anybody's collecting $1,000.
So that's why you see players. They want to go to Eastern Europe. They want to go to Asian to go and collect as low as $2,000. So we need to start curbing those things. Play players well. Assure them that you can pay them well. Even let's start with $1,000. Pay them in that amount. Attract players from the West African zone. Conquer that West Africa. Then
$1,000 is on the exchange rate. That's about 1.4 million now.
At least I said let's start from there.
1.4 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we can get players if we can pay players like that, I don't think any player receive up to 1 million in the league. So all those things need to be, addressed before we can get to our winning ways back. If not, we'll just be talking about the one in 2002. Do you know the child they gave birth in 2002? How old is he? He or she?
23.
So what are we?
23.
So what is old enough to get married and start having child? So what are we discussing?
What I do believe is that we have to wait and see. I feel that Rivers United have got a very good chance.
Yeah, they have. If
they score 2 goals and keep a clean sheet in Uyo, I think it will be good for them. And they'll be the first Nigerian team since Lobby Stars to make it back to the group stage. And fingers crossed, I think if anyone can do it, Rivers United have been one of the most consistent teams in recent years. They're led by Finidi George, someone who has coached the Super Eagles, so that should count for something on the continent. Let's see how that turns out. I'm obviously rooting for him because at this stage, the only thing we can do is hope and pray.
Exactly.
Because any other thing we want to say, we're just going to keep going back and forth. We hope the league does improve. We get to see more teams challenge at that level, on the CAF level. And maybe that's why I ask you this question, Okpe. For this weekend, match day 10, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to plenty of goals, both home and away. Kudos to Shooting Stars, 5 games, winning 5 games on the stretch. It's a big deal. They won their last match at the weekend, and I'm hoping to see them do good things. Also, Ikorodu United.
Ikorodu City.
Ikorodu City.
Don't change their name. Okay.
Ikorodu City, sorry. Ikorodu City.
But this game obviously looks very good.
Yeah, Canopilas tonight.
They sacked their manager, Evans again.
Yeah.
They brought in Baba Ganaru. He's been there. I think it's his 3rd time there.
So my problem with changing of coaches, if you are changing a bad coach, let's assume maybe again was not getting what they want. Like it's looking like they are not getting results both home and away. Why Baba Ganaru? Why recycling of coaches?
He is somebody who has been there before, understands the system, understands the culture, and he knows what to do. For
me, I don't think he's the appropriate person to get for the job. But let's see how that pans out for Kano Pillars. I'm hoping they will do something better. There's always a manager bounce, new manager bounce. So let's see if that will work out for them this weekend.
All right, so that's one good game to watch out for. Niger Tornadoes, remember, we're given 1 million naira by their National Sports Commission chairman for the win last week. Hat-trick, I think, for Dal Hatu. They had like 4 goals in that game. So there's so many positive things coming out. I'm also going to be watching out for some of these games. I will share our thoughts with you right here on Sport in 60 Minutes. Let's go for one more break. We'll come through, we'll preview our European football games. I will certainly tell you where our picks will be going for this weekend. All right, so this is the final part of the show where we're looking at our games for this weekend. There's so many exciting football matches coming through. We start out with the Premier League. Let's begin there, okay? What game jumps at you? I can suspect one, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to lead us into it.
I'll be looking forward to Brighton.
Ooh, it's going to be that game. Ooh.
When you are winning, there's this,
Which winning? You won just 2 games now.
No, 3 games.
Back-to-back 2 games for the first time now. Why are you making it seem like as if you won like 5 matches?
I beg.
Amorim has not done. This is the first time Amorim did back-to-back games. So it was Sunderland and Liverpool, right? Mm-hmm. Brighton is, if he wins Brighton, that'll be 3 times. The first time, if Amorim should win 3 matches on a row, you guys will declare public holiday in Manchester.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I don't think so. I think Brighton are going to come out with at least a draw. Yes, doesn't matter. Old Trafford. People, they beat United for Old Trafford. Now, it doesn't matter where you're playing United. Liverpool made United look special.
I think winning that game against Liverpool, I think he has given the players and the coaches enough boost. So I think they are going to win.
Again, fine margins. I think that there were a few things that happened in that game that should not have happened. And I'm saying that United got the rub of the green. That first goal should not have stood. And that's my opinion. People can go up and say, oh, you're not supposed to mind. It was a head injury. The rule says if there's a head injury, play stops, right? But play went on, and there were many mistakes Liverpool made. Liverpool made plenty of mistakes. The Maguire goal was a mistake. The Remo goal, even after that injury, what's his name? Remo got up and started running. Van Dijk stayed on the floor and did not get up quick enough. So we can mention plenty of things, but I think that some of the small details are what would help make or my game. And I feel that United should have scored a few more goals.
Exactly.
Didn't. Brighton won't be that kind of team. I don't think Brighton will win this game, but I think Brighton will leave Old Trafford with at least a draw.
Let's wait and see.
For me, there's something that's actually looking forward to. Liverpool had won just one game in 5, right? There were 4 defeats, including the Champions League game. Remember, back-to-back Premier League defeats, and then there was right there, 4 defeats in the Premier League. Well, the Champions League was where the difference comes in. But Brentford, on the other hand, they're playing at home. Keith Andrews, I don't think has been bad. They beat West Ham start of this week. They've been actually very decent. Playing deep, wait for the opponent, and then sucker punch them with the long ball forward. And Henderson has been very good at that, right? Thiago has been good. That's a striker receiving and converting. I think Liverpool are hurt, and the wounded lion is very hard to predict. So I think Liverpool to win this game. It'll be a close margin, but I say Liverpool for me.
I will say Liverpool too, because they are like a wounded lion and they want to prey on anybody they see. And I think Brentford is that team. If they can't beat Brentford, that means there's a problem with Ancelotti and his guys. You can't be winning Champions League only. People want to see your effect in the Premiership, and having 2 strikers that cost you so much.
Yeah.
So you can't be telling me there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It is a must-win game for Liverpool.
All right, so that's another game to watch out for this weekend. One more match up from the Premier League I also think is very brilliant. I would love to get your thoughts on. Everyone said that Crystal Palace are doing very well. The game the last time they had against Bournemouth, their XG was absolutely off the roof. To think that the striker had the number of shots he did and could have scored more than 3 goals. He got a hat-trick, talking about Jean-Philippe Mateta. They're away to Arsenal, as you can see. It's a perfect record for Arsenal. Yeah. Injuries have not affected the Gunners this time. Where do you think this game would go?
I think it will be a very tough game. What I want to see in that particular tie is how the defenders of Manchester United, of Arsenal, is going to hold on to Mateta, because he's powerful.
Well, I think that they've got good defenders. Saliba.
Yeah, I want to see how they are going to.
Timber.
Because we could see how good Mateta has come this season. Yeah. So I think that's where.
So what's your prediction?
So my prediction is, I think Arsenal is going to win. Arsenal is going to win.
At the Emirates. I don't know. Looks like an Arsenal. I think Arsenal too. Even though I was going to say draw, but I think Arsenal. Finally, the El Clásico this weekend. How could I have forgotten that game? It's this weekend.
Yeah.
As Barcelona, they're traveling away to the Santiago Bernabéu, take on Real Madrid. These 2 teams, they've had issues of their own. I think Real Madrid more than Barca. Barca's problem has been that high line. What do you think will happen?
I think, despite the fact that I want to agree that the El Clásico is not how it has been over the years, but I'm looking forward to a good game from both ends. You talked about the island Barcelona do play. Then if Madrid can counter on that, I think it will be a good one for Madrid. I'm looking forward to Madrid winning this time.
I'm also going Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid have done just enough, right? So we'll see how those games will come through a bit this weekend. So we'll urge you as well that think carefully before you stake on these games. And if you're playing the FPL, my brother, just pray and hope things come your way. Before we go from the show today, as always, we always find out what we're doing. Last week, I know what you did last weekend, so don't remind me what you did last weekend. At least I was there, so I saw you do it. But this weekend, I don't know what you're going to do. So that's why I'm asking, what is in your mind?
Okay, now I remember, because I've been thinking.
That way we went last week. We went to the stadium together last week.
Yeah, no, I've been thinking what I was going to do this weekend. Well, now I remember. I think I have a watch party to watch the Clásico.
Oh, that's good.
On the island.
Oh, that's nice.
So I think I'll be doing that.
I don't know anything to do this weekend.
Play your PS now.
It's still in the box.
Unbox it.
I don't have a stand to put it on.
Put it on your laps.
That'll be very heavy. But maybe that's what I should do. But I don't know, you know what, I'm just trying to figure out what to do. But I know I have work on Saturday. So,
Okay.
I should do one of the Premier League games on Saturday. And then I think I'm up for the Lazio Juventus game on Sunday. Yeah. On Sunday. Then I believe there's a game on Monday. Can't remember
Monday
which
Night
one.
Football.
Yes, Atletico Madrid. Yes, that's the game on Monday. So I think they're away to Real Betis. So yeah, that's what I've got on my football. So my weekend is pretty stacked. No fun stuff whatsoever. Just work. But remember as well, you can be a part of us. We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts with us on social media. And like, share, and subscribe right there at the bottom of your screen. Big thanks to Imoru for coming through today with our great thoughts on all the topical issues from sports and Femi. It's another lovely time for us. We say big thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time right here on Sports in 60 Minutes.